Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. We have to guard what matters most. From the crisp Arkansas air to the swirl of cameras and the hum of a reality TV machine, Joy-Anna Duggar's life has always been under an unusual microscope. Born into a family of 19 children and thrust into the spotlight on the long-running show 19 Kids and Counting and later its spin-off Counting On, she learned early what it meant to have your choices publicly examined. When she married Austin Forsyth in May 2017, their union represented not just two young people in love, but two people navigating legacy, expectation, faith, and the glaring lights of reality television. And as their family grew, Joy-Anna and Austin found themselves facing a sobering question. How much of their lives would they let the cameras capture, and at what cost? The joy and the lens. Joy-Anna knew the drill. Since her youth, the cameras followed her large family's milestones, births, baptisms, homeschooling projects, courting announcements, and more. It became not just life as usual, but life as spectacle. Yet as she matured, she began to chafe quietly at the conflation of her identity with the Duggar brand. In a 2024 interview, she said, "It's hard because people have their opinions about your life. For people to say things when they don't actually know us is frustrating because I really want them to get to know me for me." Austin, for his part, came into this world already knowing the cameras from the shadows of that TV universe, and with a keen sense of boundaries. It was one thing to appear on a camera and quite another to feel that your family, your kids, your most intimate moments were up for public consumption. The birth that changed the game. Perhaps the clearest turning point came with the birth of their first son, Gideon. Filming for Counting On was ongoing, but Austin made it clear some moments would not be for the cameras. As reported by Pop Culture, he didn't want any film crew there for Gideon's birth. Imagine the internal scene: a young couple in a hospital surrounded by excitement, possibility, and a film crew waiting for the reveal, and Austin quietly but firmly drawing a line. This wasn't about ratings, it was about protection. About establishing the emotional terrain of their family, rather than leaving it to producers and network schedules. That choice sent ripples. The production team wasn't used to pushback, especially from a family whose lives had often been regarded as open book. And yet, Austin held his ground. It was one of the first times we glimpsed the deeper motivations behind his public image, not merely a Duggar brother-in-law, but a husband and father, saying, "We will control this." When reality becomes pressure. The cancellation of Counting On in June 2021 marked another inflection point. The show ended in the wake of major family scandals involving Joy-Anna's eldest brother, Josh Duggar. Joy-Anna said plainly, "I do not miss the TV show. I think it was best for our family for it to end." That statement carries more weight than it might appear. On one level, it acknowledges relief. The rigors of filming, the glare of public scrutiny, the demands of storyline. On another level, it marks an awakening. The realization that the show was not just documenting life, it was shaping it, sometimes in ways that might erode what the couple most cherished: privacy, emotional security, authenticity. In the years following, Joy-Anna opened up about mental health struggles and the toll of living with constant visibility. She reflected how she had to be careful about when and how she read comments, when the opinions of others weighed heavily on her heart. On his part, Austin recognized that the culture of reality TV did not always align with his vision for fatherhood and marriage. Film schedules, network demands, and the expectation that everything is content conflicted with the conviction that some moments need to live away from lens. The protective resolve. Protection can mean many things. In their case, it means choosing what to film. The refusal to film Gideon's birth signaled that the family would draw a boundary. Choosing what not to become. When Joy-Anna said she is my own person, she was resisting the idea of being perpetually defined by her family's TV footprint. Choosing mental health care. Joy-Anna acknowledged that she saw a counselor once a week and said she appreciated Austin's support, particularly in an environment where such care was not always encouraged. Choosing home, not just broadcast. In September 2024, the family announced they were moving into a new home, one that they said would finally allow the children room to roam and would feel more like a true private life than a backdrop for filming. These decisions reflect a shift from living for the show to living with intention. They reflect a faith-based grounding, deciding that the quickest path to peace may not lie in ratings or exposure, tension with the spotlight, and the network. Of course, this protective posture collided with the nature of the beast that is reality television. A network like TLC thrives on access, intimacy, drama, milestone moments. Every time a family member balks at filming a birth, a home move, a vacation, or signals they'll turn off the cameras, it creates friction. In the pop culture article, Austin's pushback is noted. "I didn't want any film crew there." The implication, he resisted, the producers adjusted, but the undercurrent remained. For Joy-Anna, this tension also meant carving space to say, "I will be disguised less as the daughter of Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar, and more as Joy-Anna Forsyth, wife and mom." The cameras may still come, but they won't direct the narrative alone. In other corners of the Duggar universe, the network demands have been painful. One sibling described how the press and producers repeatedly went digging up old bones. For Joy-Anna and Austin, the dilemma was, how much visibility do we allow, and how much vulnerability will we risk? The stakes. Family under lens. What happens when children are raised publicly? When milestones, birthdays, surgeries, first days of school, baby bumps, are all documented and broadcast? There are advantages. Community support, shared joy, perhaps even financial resources. But there are trade-offs. Privacy, normalcy, a chance for mistakes without commentary. By protecting their family's private moments, Joy-Anna and Austin are essentially saying, some parts of our story are ours alone. The births, the birthdays, the hospital nights, the tears, the triumphs, they're not all content. Some of them are memories. Their stance also acknowledges that children grow fast. Gideon, Evelyn, and Gunnar will one day look back. They will want their lives not just to be a show, but to be real. To have had parents who chose them over the camera. Navigating legacy while forging authenticity. There is a legacy weight in being a Duggar. The family built a brand of faith, family, large-sized households, homeschooling, courting, modest dress, and conservative values. Joy-Anna inherited much of that, not by choice, but by birth. What she appears to be doing is selecting which parts she will keep, which she will reinterpret, and which she will leave behind. Similarly, Austin inherited his own set of expectations when aligning with the Duggar name, both the positive appreciation and the critiques. But he appears to be adapting them. Fatherhood, marriage, faith are his compass points. The shift here is subtle but meaningful, moving from being seen to being known, from performing for audiences to nurturing a home, from saying we're on television to saying we're at home. Reflecting on why quit the show? When Joy-Anna said, "I do not miss the TV show. It was best for our family for it to end," one might sense both relief and regret. Relief that the external pressure lessened. Regret that something that had been part of life and identity was gone. But the subtext is powerful. They didn't quit because of lack of success. They quit because of internal clarity. Their decision suggests that the greatest success isn't the ratings, it's the resilience of the family. The laughs, the everyday routines, the children sleeping without bright lights in their faces, the parents making mistakes away from microphones. That kind of grace doesn't photograph, but it changes lives. The future as protectors. What will this next chapter look like for Joy-Anna and Austin? The clues lie in their choices. A newer home, more room, less filming. As per the move announcement in 2024, an emphasis on mental health conversation and support. Joy's counseling. A deliberate distancing from the story the network wants and more control over their narrative. Parenting and faith at the forefront, not watched parenting, but real parenting. What they seem to understand is that the lens can capture magnificent moments, but it cannot substitute for intimate ones. The quiet times, the prayers at bedtime, the hospital hallways, the kids climbing trees, they may not all air, but they shape families. Austin's role as protector isn't about blocking all exposure, it's about choosing exposure wisely. It's about telling his wife, "You and the kids matter more than a clip." He didn't want the cameras in that delivery room because he knows some doors once opened are hard to close. Joy-Anna and Austin's journey presents a paradox of modern fame: to be extremely visible, yet fiercely private, to live publicly, yet protect your most sacred moments. Their stance offers a lesson. When the world is watching, sometimes your most courageous act is saying, "This stays between us." Reality television invites families to share their lives, but it doesn't always equip them to live them. What Joy-Anna and Austin appear to be doing is reclaiming that capacity. They say, "We will still share pieces of our story, but not at the expense of the family behind the scenes." In a world where cameras roll and judgments fly, this couple is choosing sanctuary. They are choosing privacy, authenticity, and peace. For them, the greatest reality isn't what airs, it's what happens when the cameras are off.